Today in Shiwo Science, I'll be talking about sharks. Sharks are fishes that have a very bad name for their carnivorous appetite and attacks on humans. But sharks don't deserve this name. In real life, sharks only attack humans if they feel threatened or if they mistake a human as prey. Even when sharks do attack humans, they usually take a small bite to try and then swim away. Unfortunately, a small bite for a shark is a huge bite for a human. So if sharks knew that humans were humans, then sharks wouldn't attack humans. Furthermore, humans are killing sharks a lot. Around 11,000 sharks are killed each hour. That's a huge number. A whole lot of sharks, a whole lot of lives. So please don't eat shark fin soup and save sharks and other sea creatures by not leaving trash at the beach. It's the least you can do. The 4 types of sharks are galeomorphs, squalomorphs, batoids, and chimera. So I'm going to show you some fossil shark teeth. So they're teeth of sharks from a long time ago, so prehistoric sharks. And what you know about shark teeth is they fall out and they gain it right away. So they keep on earning and losing teeth. So I have a crow shark tooth and prehistoric shark teeth from the Jurassic. And they're from my fossil collection. If you want to see more fossils, you can see the Shiwo Science video for fossils. But I'll take some teeth out. So you can see the teeth have different builds and different types of sharks. Some are small like this one and have tiny other teeth. Others are huge like sabers, and other ones are more powerful because they're small but have a really thick and dangerous blade. So if you look at all these different types of teeth, it's kind of like if you look at your own mouth, you have different types of teeth. You have canine teeth for ripping flesh, and you have molars, and you have a lot of other different teeth. So, and at the end, you can see the points that would have used for ripping the flesh. It's really sharp, so it would have needed that. Even after so long preserving, it's really sharp. This is the biggest one. So you can see this is a bit shiny because it's the tooth material, and teeth and bone preserve the best in fossils. So the next tooth is even bigger than all of these. It's from an extinct crow shark, and it's pretty big. Actually, I'll show you it. And it's also serrated, so you can see the edges on it. So, zoom in right over here. Tiny, tiny serrated edges. So it's a tooth. And this is the point. So it's a lot bigger than the other ones, but you might notice it's also a lot wider, because the shark was actually a scavenger. So the wider teeth made it easier. So that's the shark teeth. Speaking of prehistoric, I actually have some models, or action figures you could call them, which are highly detailed and show prehistoric sharks. So they're like this, different models. So I'll show you a few of them. So they're all real prehistoric sharks. The first one is a Stephacanthus, a pretty weird shark from the Devonian, which is before the dinosaurs, a long time ago when bony fishes ruled. And it's a shark that had this hammer kind of thing on the top. And it was really cool because they don't know what they used it for, but scientists think that it might have rubbed like this to get stuff out of the sand, or it could have been used as for mating to fight off other males. And as you can see, its teeth, and it would be pretty big, but not as big as some other sharks. It would be about the size of a hammerhead. Great hammerhead, so. Next, we have this one. This is a really strange one, the strangest one here. It's called a Helicoprion. So scientists don't know what it did with this blade. At the bottom of its mouth, it had this weird spiral blade. So you can see its spiral blade. And it had also a long nose. So they don't know much about this shark, but they can guess that it used the blade to mate, but they don't know how it might have ate using this. And it might have used it to kill other for prey. This is Hybodus, the horned shark from the Devonian, same time as the Stephacanthus. It has horns on the top and a barbed fin, pectoral fin, which actually has poison. So, and yeah, and this is what they think it looked like to camouflage into its surroundings. So, you can see its tail was very long. Our next one, we have this one, and it was a really big one, except it wasn't particularly dangerous because you can see its mouth. It's called Cladalesque, and its mouth used to open really big, so it didn't feed on plankton, just small fish, but it wasn't dangerous. Not too dangerous, but it did eat. But lots of people, know it's dangerous because these spikes at the back could have injured it. So, next we have one of the big prehistoric sharks. Not the biggest, but it's called Cretoxina. And it's this big. Let me just put this back up. So, it's called Cretoxina. And it's this big, right? It was really big. And about the size of a modern day great white, maybe a bit smaller in some cases, maybe a bit bigger in some cases. Now, there's nothing really special about it, except you can see its huge mouth. It would just be a prehistoric great white shark, except with 10 times more aggressiveness. So it lived during the Cretaceous, right, the last stage of the dinosaurs. Then this one. This is an interesting one because it lived in the Permian, Carboniferous, and Devonian before the dinosaurs. It's called Xenacanthus. And it had all these barbs, and it was venomous from the back. So it was not too big, maybe like 2.5 meters long, right? But it was really feared because of its fast movements. And you can see these ridges at the top that helped it move fast. And its infamous spike and the poisonous glands at the back. So, quite a dangerous one too, even though its size doesn't matter as much sometimes. Now this one is an Adestus. So it used this mouth. Some scientists think it used it to suck up shellfish. And you can see it. It had black tips. And that's what they're thinking, because in the same kind of design as a reef tip shark in modern day. And its teeth pointed outwards instead of inwards, as you can see its teeth. See, that's what happens when you don't go to the dentist. Okay, next one. So this one is a Sarcoprian, relative of Helicoprian. It had a smaller one, but it's easy to tell, right? It's not as overcomplicated as the other one. There would just be like a lump here that would shred the food on the way going in. Let's see a little one. And they think it might have camouflaged like that because it lived in muddy waters. And we have one more, which is the Orthocanthus. So this one, in the same way as the Xenacanthus, I'll compare the two. You can see they both have the horn. They were in similar design, and they lived about the same time too. And they both have the poison glands at the back, except they're a bit different. This one would have been slower and more toward the power inside the mouth, but this one would have been a lot faster with a really weak mouth, more venom. As you can see. This one was one of the less dangerous ones, but it was still very dangerous, obviously. And there's one more, which I don't have a figure of, but it was a huge shark, basically a great white, except 10 times bigger, called Megalodon. And it lived after the dinosaurs, right? It was huge, and it was like really big. the biggest shark ever to have lived. So you can search that up. It's really interesting. So that's about all the figures. So that's about it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot more about sharks. And I hope you're interested in sharks if you weren't before. And I hope you have a new understanding for sharks and realize that they're not only bloodthirsty killers. And I hope you look forward to saving sharks, because they have rights to live just like we have rights to live. And if you like this video, subscribe, like, and comment, because it really helps, the feedback. It helps push me farther. It helps make my videos better and make more videos instead of just quitting if you have positive feedback. So thank you, and bye.